Okay, madam. I'm ready.
A very pleasant afternoon to one and all present here, respected principal, honorable chief guest, and dear participants. I, Prasija VP, Assistant Professor of English, is pleased to welcome each and every one of you to the afternoon session of the first day of the Student Induction Program. With the goal of motivating and mentoring the freshers, IQAC of our college endeavors to conduct a one-week student induction program. As we are heading towards the second session of the program, I wish to greet each one of you to this event. Firstly, I would like to welcome the guide and the guardian of the institution, our principal, Dr. K.V. Sree ma'am. It's a blessing for us to gain such tremendous support from our principal, who spares time to join us in spite of her hectic schedule. I welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, President. Thank you.
Next, I would like to welcome the special guest of the day, Professor T.B. Thomas, sir, Assistant Professor and Head PG Department, Neshmani Memorial Christian College, Marthandam. We are proud to have an exuberant personality for this session, Professor T.B. Thomas, sir. He is an experienced and passionate educator in English language and literature, whose poetry classes mesmerize the minds of many. He handled multiple roles as a motivational speaker, researcher, IQAC coordinator, and an eminent academician. He is an innovative educator who is charged with extensive knowledge, teaching, and research expertise. His charming personality and positive demeanor make him a treasure in the teaching community. We are so fortunate to have such a unique speaker who can enlighten our students and transform this session to an insightful and interesting one. On behalf of the entire family of Ayyappa College, I welcome you, sir. Next, I extend my warm regards to the participants who are eagerly waiting to listen the words of the speaker. Welcome you all. Now I invite the special guest of the day to address the gathering. Sir, please. Sir, am I audible?
Sir? Maybe, sir?
Okay. Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah. Shall we begin?
The platform is yours.
So I take this opportunity to thank the Sree Ayyappa College for Women for inviting me as a resource person for this student induction program 2021. So respected principal of the college, Dr. K.V. Sree, the IQAC coordinator, Dr. Sandhya, Dr. Savita ma'am, the NIRF coordinator, the member of the Department of English of the college, and learned faculty members of the college, then dear students, okay, the freshers of 2021-22 batch. So it gives me a lot of happiness to be part of this induction program today. So let me share my screen now. Is it visible? Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yes, fine. Okay. Okay. So I am T.B. Thomas RS, right? Department of English of Nationally Memorial Christian College. So today I am going to deal with the topic 21st century skills for the Gen Z learners. So when we talk about the Gen Z learners, right, the present generation of learners who are born with the digital gadgets, right? You are born into the computer era. And I'm sure the COVID scenario has brought tremendous change in the teaching learning process. So now the teaching has shifted from the traditional mode of teaching, that is the chalk and talk method, to online education. And this is a platform which is very much conducive for the present generation, right? The 21st century learners. So I'm very happy to begin with a slide, right, which definitely wants few responses from the students. Can one of you tell me what are these symbols? Can you guess? Can you tell me? Definitely the one that is in the middle, which is used by all of us. WhatsApp, yes.
Skype,
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Okay, fine. LinkedIn. Yes. Wonderful. So we are now into all these digital platforms, right? We are now using the Google Meet to interact with the students. So the teachers in the college, okay, so they use either Zoom or Meet or other platforms, okay, to interact with their students for the synchronous mode of teaching and learning. And they most probably use Google Classroom or Moodle or right, some other platforms for asynchronous modes of teaching and learning. So I'm very happy to have these digital natives. Okay, the present day students are called as digital natives. They are Gen Z learners of the present. And these students of the present century, they possess a lot of skills, right? And when I think about the students whom I meet, right, even when I was trying to do this PowerPoint presentation, it is my daughter who had helped me in the entire process. So that is how the young generation, the present generation, have a lot of skills which the earlier generation does not have, right? We lack a lot of skills, but the present day students have a lot of potentials. They possess these 21st century skills. And these 21st century skills are something very important. I'll talk about some of those in the coming slides. And when we talk about the students of the present, okay, they prefer multitasking. Right? They are not happy with doing one thing at a time. They do a lot of things. And I'm sure the students who are watching me, who are listening to me, are not only listening to me at home, and I'm sure you're doing a lot of other things simultaneously, right? You're listening and at the same time, you're doing a lot of other activities at home, right? And the present students, right? They need their accomplishments to be recognized, right? They need recognition. Once they get recognition, they are ready to do anything, right? Now I'll take you to the 21st century skills, the skills which are essential to succeed in the 21st century, right? This also helps the individual to be successful in one's personal life as well. right? So it is not just in the workplace or the learner's environment, right? It also is very much essential for one's personal life. Now, I'll quickly take you to some of these skills, okay, learning skills, literary skills, and life skills, right? In the learning skills, we have critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication, right? So students need to think critically, right? It is not just a kind of a passive role that the learner has in the present world. The learner needs to take a very active role, right? So he or she should be a critical thinker, right? And another very important skill is creativity, right? The students of the present should develop their creative abilities, creative talents. And I'm sure a college like Sree Ayyappa gives a lot of opportunities for the students to perform in a creative fashion. And the next important skill needed for the 21st century learner is collaboration, right? Collaboration, where we collaborate with people, right? So in a class, okay, we can discuss a lot of topics, right? You can have discussions, group discussions. You can have debates, right? You can do a lot of things together, right? We have Professor Dr. Savita, okay, who I remember the days when she was the NSS program officer, when every day NSS program officers of Ayyappa College is also doing a wonderful, okay, the students, teachers, the management, everyone joined together, working for a lot of things, okay, social extension activities, right? So communication is another very important learning skill, right? We need to have skills in communication. We need to interact with people. We need to have the right tone. We need to choose the right words in the day-to-day speaking context, right? So these are some of the skills, okay, learning skills that a student or a learner should have: creativity, collaboration, and communication. And when we come to literacy skills, right, like information, right, we get a lot of information, right? We gather information through different sources, right? Internet is a wonderful source of information for us, right? We have media, right? Media gives us a lot of information, right? What is happening around the globe. We watch television programs, okay? We watch YouTube videos, right? And technology, right? Technology plays a very important role, a vital role. Okay, it is a skill. Okay, we should know how to use technology, right? So that is something very important in the 21st century, and this is where the present generation is in front of us, right? So they have the potential, right? Good things as well as bad things, right? So it has to be used in a judicious way by the learners. And when we move on to the lives are some of the life skills. When I talk, when I see the activities which is going on in Sree Ayyappa College, Nagara, the kind of opportunities given to the students, right? A lot of opportunities where the students gain leadership qualities, okay, up to the front, and they are given outside the classroom. So these opportunities will shape the personality. Okay. So leadership is one important skill that we all should have, right? Initiative, right? When in a classroom, when a teacher asks a few questions, or when the teacher asks to have a volunteer, okay, for example, for having an exercise, okay, to enact. When the teacher asks, okay, let us have 2 volunteers. Most of the time, we would be able to do that task, but we may not initiate. Okay, we may sit there, okay, waiting. Let the teacher ask someone else. Let her call in a lot of potentials. Okay, a lot of skills. So this is a very important skill that a learner of the interact with a lot of people in the society. I've elaborated this. Okay, learning skills, critical thinking, creativity. So creativity is making us think ahead, okay, thinking out of the box. And collaboration. Now talking about the skills, okay, information literacy, that is understanding facts, figures, statistics, and data, right? So we need to understand those data, right? For that we need information literacy. And media literacy, okay, understanding the methods and outlets in which information is published. And technology literacy, understanding the machines that make the information age possible, right? So today's generation is good in all those aspects. And coming to life skills, okay, which we have discussed, okay, the flips, flexibility, right, deviating from plans as needed. Okay, so we need to be flexible. So we should not be rigid. We might have a particular plan, and sometimes the environment may not be conducive to go ahead with that plan, and sometimes we need to be flexible to adapt to new methods, right? So we should have that mind, okay, sometimes if it is needed to deviate from a fixed plan. And leadership, of course, motivating a team to accomplish a goal, right? So when you are a leader, right, you have a team of people with you. So if you are a leader, you should be a very good listener first, right? You need to listen to your team members and take the right decision and motivate the team to be more productive, right, to accomplish the given ideas. Okay, maintaining efficiency in an age of distractions and social skills, okay, meeting and networking with others, right? So when you, that will be beneficial for you as well as to the other person. Okay, so social skills, okay, we should have the social skills to have very good relationships, okay, very good rapport with the people who are associated with us, okay, who are around us. Okay, we should not be too selfish about some of them for you. Okay, so recognize good questions, asking good questions, getting help from experts, okay, practicing problem solving, thinking independently, okay, create work products, process new information, use learning resources. Okay, these are all things which help your cognitive skills, okay, empower your cognitive skills. Social skills like communicating with your friends, okay, communicating with your peers, give and receive support, right? So you have to help others and you should also receive support from others. Experience external motivation, okay, to make a difference in others' lives, interact while problem solving, right? So you can solve the problems, okay, you can discuss about issues and come out with solutions, right? So interacting for problem solving, exploring, okay, explore and challenge conventions, right? So in society, okay, sometimes there will be a lot of traditional beliefs, okay, which need to be, those mindsets need to be changed, right? And grow with friends, okay, manage time and tasks. So these are all some of the social skills. An effective thing, right? Attain goals, nurture positive attitudes, be open to feedback from others, right? So this is a place where we sometimes have issues, right? We may be happy when somebody tells something good about us. But when somebody gives some bad comments, right, we sometimes get upset, right? So we should be open to feedbacks, okay, whether it is positive or sometimes when it is negative. So we have to, if there is a negative feedback, then we need to introspect and think whether there is something that we have to take necessary measures to change ourselves. Have time for reflection and self-assessment, right? So this is very important. Self-assessment. So we need to assess ourselves, right? We need to reflect on ourselves. Okay, so we should have time to introspect, okay, looking into us, and then make a self-assessment. Possess well-founded self-confidence. Okay, we should have a very good confidence. Okay, self-confidence. So that's something very important, right? So courage to the individual. Define and respond to locus of control, have a sense of belonging, okay, understand motivations of others is connected with the affective thing. And psychomotor skills, okay, be in a comfortable setting, right? Have a transportation, have child care, get enough sleep, okay, have good diet, adequate energy level, exercise, access to equipment and tools, okay, and timely disposition, demonstrations, right? So this is that will help your kind of a relaxed kind of a mind, okay? Do giving energy to your body and your soul, right? And I would like to give you a quote here, right, by Norman Vincent Peale. Believe in yourself, have faith in your abilities. Without a humble but reasonable confidence in your own powers, you cannot be successful or happy, right? So when you believe in yourself, okay, what do you see here? You see a picture of a, what do you see? What do you see here? What is the picture that you see here? If it is a reflection of yourself, right? If this picture is a reflection of yourself, what should you see here? You see a a cat, and you also see a lion, right? You can see a cat there, and you can also see a lion, right? So if we have belief in ourselves, we should not see the cat, but instead we should see the lion in us, right? So we should be able to have a very strong faith in our abilities, right? We can do things. Okay, if you think you can, you can. But if you think you cannot, you cannot. Okay, so that's a thing. So we should be very positive. Okay, we should be positive. We should have faith in our abilities, right? And we should think that there is a lion within us, right? And we should believe in ourselves. But we need to be humble, right? And we should know our powers, okay, to be successful and happy in our life. So attitude is something very important, right? So I'm taking you to the attitude, okay, the right kind of attitude, right? A positive attitude is something very important. Okay, so attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. So if you have a wrong attitude, right, it will take you to a wronger path, right? It will make you more negative. You will not realize your potentials. You will not realize your capabilities, right? I'm sure the students who are here in this virtual platform, you belong to different disciplines. Okay? There are students who have joined in art subjects. There are students who have joined in commerce subjects. There are students who have joined in science subjects. And I'm sure when you think why you have joined this particular course, why did I choose English literature, or why did I choose mathematics, or why did I choose chemistry, right? There should be a reason. Okay, there should be a response, right? Some of you think that it is just because of my father or mother, right? My parents asked me to choose this particular subject, right? Your interest is somewhere. But if you have a different attitude, if you have a different kind of an interest, and can you be successful in that particular discipline? You cannot, right? Your heart and soul should be there. So once you have selected a path, right? There is a beautiful poem by Robert Frost by name The Road Not Taken, right? Some of you would have studied that in your school days. Okay, two roads diverge in a yellow wood. Sorry, I could not travel both. Right? And the traveler, when he's there in a particular place where the road diverges into two directions, okay, he understands that I have to choose, I have to make a decision here, right? And my decision should be a right decision, right? Because my choice, okay, the result of my choice can be understood after once I finish my journey in that road, right? I don't know whether I can come back to choose the next road. So that decision is something very important. So now here you have all taken a decision, right? Till your +2, right? You studied different subjects and now you have narrowed down. You have selected a particular option, right? You have narrowed down to a particular discipline. And here, right, you need to go ahead, right, with confidence. And college is a place where it gives a lot of opportunities for you to develop your skills. Right? It is not only the studies, okay, a lot of co-curricular and extracurricular activities. And all these things help us and definitely will make us a different person. Right? Once you finish your 3 years in Sree Ayyappa College for women, right? The 3 years of your stay in Sree Ayyappa College will make you a different person. And if you want to be different, right? If you want to be a person with a lot of potentials, you should have a right attitude, right? So, and the right attitude, okay, a good attitude is something which paves the way for this big difference, which you can find later. Now I will take you to a small video. Just a minute. Just hold for a minute. I'll take you to a video. I don't know whether you will be able to. If you are not able to listen to the audio, it's okay. You just watch this video.
If you're selecting the tab, we can share option. Yes, we can. I think audio, it's audible.
Yes, okay, okay, fine. Let me mute my Okay. I think now the screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Yes, fine. Okay, so we were talking about our attitude, right? So in that particular video, right, that we have watched now, the students can identify, right? It's an African students, okay, children of Africa, right? And look at the place where they live, right? So they live in a very humble dwelling. But look at the kind of energy that they have, the attitude that they have, right? Their outlook about life, okay, they are so happy, right? They are so confident, right? And they, that you can see in their movements, right? The way they move, the way they dance to the song, right? Shows the kind of confidence that they have, okay, the kind of positive attitude that they have. They are so happy, right? So this is a kind of attitude that we should also have, right? So I usually use this video, right, when I make presentations. Now, empathy, right? This is another quality that we should have, right? You know what is sympathy and what is the difference between sympathy and empathy, right? So what is empathy, right? So here we talk about the affective empathy, right? The ability to respond to others, okay, other people's emotions appropriately, right? So ability to feel what another person is feeling, right? So the ability to understand someone's response to a situation, right? So we should be able to put ourselves in the shoes of the other person to understand the kind of emotional or okay, the trauma that a person undergoes. Okay, so we should not feel just sympathetic towards a person, but we should be able to feel empathetic, right? And the final thing which I would like to stress here, right, is communication skills, right? So the 21st century learners, 21st century students need better communication skills, okay, effective communication skills. When you talk about the communication skills, okay, you know there are verbal and non-verbal communication, right? So you can communicate a lot non-verbally, right? These are some non-verbal communication, okay, using body language, like shaking hands, okay, talking, making pauses, okay, stress on words, that is verbal, right? Waving hands, laughing, nodding, okay, winking, okay, making eye movements, coming too close to someone, okay, to show the closeness, right? Sometimes when you come closer to a person, okay, that shows you are so much involved in the person, right? Appearances, right? They also communicate things, okay? If you're untidy, it communicates something. If you're tidy, if you are neat, okay, it's not the kind of dress that you wear, right? The amount you spend for your dress, but the way you wear it, okay, neatly dressed, neatly combed hair, right? So facial expressions, okay, so you can show another person that whether you're happy or you're gloomy, right? Based on the expression, right? Facial expression, the posture, right? When you stand in a place, when you give a presentation, right? The way in which you stand, okay, which shows your attitude, right? So the verbal communication, like the use of words, non-verbal communication is also very, very important, right? So you need to use the right kind of gesture, the right kind of body language, right? The right kind of movements, okay, whether it is a movement of the head or the eye, okay, your appearance, your expressions, your standing posture, right? Everything is something very important. Now, talking about verbal communication, right? When we move ahead, when we talk about verbal communication, right pronunciation is important. Okay, so when you talk about English, right? English is a language which is very important in the present scenario, right? Without English, it is very difficult, right? In an international scenario, it's a language which bridges. Okay, it's a linked language. It's a language which is used everywhere, right? So you need to give importance to English language, the way it has to be spoken, right? The way it has to be pronounced, the words has to be pronounced. Okay, the kind of stress that you give to the words, because if you give a wrong stress, it might give a wrong meaning. And another very important thing is use of intonation, right? You know what is an intonation? Intonation is nothing but the tune, right? The tone that you use while speaking, the rise, the fall, right? So these are something very important, okay, when you talk about verbal communication, right? Right pronunciation, right stress, and right intonation. I'll take you to these areas. Okay, so I've just given you a few words. Okay, the first group of words. Okay, you've learned these things in your +2. Okay, syllable division. Right, a word can have one or more number of syllables. Okay, so a word like the first category, the words in the first category like cart, bank, desk, flame, grade, jump, light, march. Okay, so these are all monosyllabic words. Okay, words with one syllable. But whereas in the second category, okay, the words there in the second group, you have two syllables: into, sailboat, without. Okay, so these are all words which have two syllables. Okay, it has two units. So the first group has got one unit. The second group has got two units. The third group, okay, which has got three syllables. Okay, they have three compartments, three units. Afternoon, right? Butterfly, December, right? Likewise, when you come to the last category, okay, the words with four syllables. Okay, you have those words there, right? Motorcycle, watermelon, right? So these are all words with four syllables. So if it is a monosyllabic word, okay, it is easy to pronounce. If it's a disyllabic word, you should know which syllable has to be stressed, right? So sometimes the first syllable gets the stress, sometimes the second syllable gets the stress. In a three-syllable, okay, word with three syllables, one of those syllables might get the stress. If it is a polysyllabic word, okay, with many syllables, okay, 5 syllables and all, then maybe you'll have to you'll have more than one place where you give the emphasis, okay, the stress. For example, a word like examination, right? Examination, right? In a word like examination, right, you have a place where you give most prominent stress, okay, the primary stress, and then another area where you give the secondary stress, okay, right? So examine is the fourth syllable that gets the stress, the primary stress there, right? I'll give you a few examples here. So this is something which will help you to understand the shift in stress. Okay, shift in stress from the first syllable to the second syllable. Okay, moving to the third syllable, right? So in this word, the first example, politics, right? In politics, you see the letters given in the red color, right? So the stress falls on the first syllable, politics. But when you say political, right, it is not political, but it is political. Political. The second syllable gets the emphasis. But when you move ahead, right, when you say politician, right, the stress falls on the third syllable. Polity there, okay, politician. And the same way, right, in the second example, right, academy, right, the first syllable gets the stress, the second word academic, and the third word academician. And the third example, right, photograph, and the second word is photographer, and the third word is photographic, right? So how the stress shifts from one syllable to the other syllable, right, in these words. And so if you use the right stress, then it will give the right meaning. So in words, right, of course, you sometimes in some words, you have problem with the stress and it might give a wrong meaning. I'll come to that later after I finish this sentence stress. So in a sentence also, right, a sentence has many number of words, right? In this sentence, we have three important words, and then we have the grammatical words there, is and a. So the sentence is MY, my sister is a teacher, right? So when I give emphasis to a particular word in a sentence, again, there is a change in meaning, right? When I say my sister, I'll read these three sentences and you should tell me whether there is a change in meaning. You can think what is the difference in meaning, right? So the first sentence is, my sister is a teacher. So the second sentence is, my sister is a teacher. And the third sentence is, my sister is a teacher. Do you find any difference in the words given in this sentence? There is no difference. Okay, it's the same sentence which I have repeated in these three occasions. But the emphasis that I give to the words differ. Okay, so in the first occasion, my emphasis was on the word my. My sister is a teacher. Right? In the second example, or the second occasion, my emphasis was on the second word sister. My sister is a teacher. The third occasion, my emphasis was on teacher. My sister is a teacher. Can you find some difference in meaning? Can any student unmute and tell me the meaning, the difference in meaning that if you have come across? Okay, I'll explain it, right? So in the first occasion, okay, when I say my sister, right, is my sister, not your sister who is a teacher. I'm talking about my sister, right? My sister is a teacher. Okay, and in the second example, when I say my sister is a teacher, right, I've got a brother. My brother is is working in a bank, right? But my sister is a teacher. My sister is a teacher, right? So the emphasis, the stress on the word sister tells or gives the meaning that it is my sister who is a teacher, right? In the third example, my sister is a teacher, right? So in that case, when I say my sister is a teacher, it is my sister who is a teacher, not a doctor or some other profession, right? So my sister is a teacher. Okay, so sentence stress. Okay, so you have these three examples. Okay, my sister is a teacher, which means which has got one meaning. My sister is a teacher has got a different meaning. When I say my sister is a teacher, okay, it gives a different meaning, right? Though it looks same. So before now we'll move to intonation, right? So when we talk about intonation, right? Intonation is the tone that we use in speaking, right? I have two questions here: what you speak and how you speak, right? What do you think is more important? Is it what you speak that is more important, or how you speak is more important? Would you give a think? Would you think on this? Okay, give a thought and give a response. What you speak and how you speak, which is more important? Okay, right. I'll go further, right? I'll give you an example, right? I'll give you an example and then you can tell me, you can respond, okay, whether what you speak is important or how you speak is important, right? I'm using a very ordinary sentence, okay? S-H-E, she, I-S, is, B-E-A-U-T-I-F-U-L, beautiful, right? I'm saying, right, she is beautiful. Now I say, she is beautiful. And then I say, she is beautiful. Right? What I have spoken is the same thing, right, in these three examples. But how I have spoken is different, right? When I say she is beautiful, it's one tone that I use. Okay, I speak in one way, she is beautiful. When I say the same thing in a different way, okay, I use a different tone there and I say, she is beautiful, right? And the third occasion I say, she is beautiful, right? So in these three occasions, you find that the meaning is not same, though what I have spoken is same. Okay. So the first tone is falling tone, right? The tone which I used in the beginning is a falling tone, okay, which is normally used for ordinary kind of statements, okay, WH questions, commands, exclamatory sentences, okay. When you utter these kind of sentences, okay, we use falling tone. So in that example which I have given, she is beautiful, right? I have made a very ordinary statement, she is beautiful, okay. I have used a falling tone. She is beautiful, right? In the second example, second case, okay, I used a rising tone. Okay, so rising tone is normally used in yes, no questions. Okay, yes or no questions. When you make a list of items, okay, when you count the numbers, right, in complex sentences, polite requests, we use a rising tone. Right, so in the second example, right, when I used the word, use the sentence, but I said, she is beautiful, I used a rising tone. So the earlier occasion, I was using a falling tone, she is beautiful. That is a statement that she is beautiful. But the second time when I used a rising tone, when I said, she is beautiful, okay, it becomes a question. Is she beautiful? That's a kind of meaning that you get, right, when you use a rising tone. And when I've used a fall rise tone, right, there is an implied meaning. There is something implied, right? It is not complete there. There is a hidden meaning there. When I said she is beautiful, okay, right? When I say she is beautiful, maybe she looks beautiful, but she is not intelligent, right? There is something which is hidden, like a meaning which is hidden there, right? It could be he is handsome, right? When you talk about the male gender, right? Masculine gender. So I should not be gender biased, okay? Giving example only from the feminine gender, right? Okay. So when we use these intonations, right? Falling tone, rising tone, or fall rise tone, right? It means differently, right? The same way when you use a word for that matter, when you shift the stress in a word, right? When you use a word like object, okay, you can give the stress on the first syllable or on the second syllable, right? When you say with the stress on first syllable, you pronounce it as object. But when you have the stress on the second syllable, you pronounce it as abject, right? The word is same, object, but the way you pronounce it makes it different. When I say object, it means one thing, but when I say abject, it means another thing, right? Object is a noun, right? An object. But when I shift the stress from the first syllable to the second syllable, right? Abject, right? Ject, there I give the stress. Abject, I have an objection, right? I object to what you have said. It becomes a verb there. So some of these letters are silent, right? In some words, letters are silent. For example, I've given a few examples, right? HONEST, where the letter H is silent. Okay, we pronounce it as honest. LAMB, the B is muted, right? Lamb, TOMB is tomb. PSYCHOLOGY is psychology. The P is silent there. KNOWLEDG, it is knowledge. Knife, plumber, debt. Right? So these examples, okay, you have letters which are silent. But in the second example, right, there are letters which are doubled. But in pronunciation, we don't double the pronunciation. Okay, it is rubber, yellow, ladder, Mary, right, sorry, etc. Right? So some letters are silent. Okay, when the pronunciation of the letter R, right, we have sometimes we find difficulty in the pronunciation of letter R. Okay, so letter R is pronounced when it occurs initially and medially when it is followed by a vowel sound. Okay, a vowel letter or a vowel sound. Okay, when you have a vowel sound, you have the R pronounced medially. When the R comes at the end of a word, the R is not pronounced. When it comes medially, when it is followed by a consonant, it is not pronounced. For example, in a word like run, R-U-N, run, the R is pronounced. In the word like ARM, arm, the R is silent. But in a word like DRIVE, drive, the R is pronounced. Right? In a word like CAR, car, the R is silent because it comes at the end of a word. Right? So these are all things which we have to learn. Right? How, where letters are silent, okay, where letters are pronounced, okay, how it is pronounced, okay, same letter is pronounced in different ways. That's why English language is very complex, right? Because we have only 26 letters and we have got 44 sounds corresponding to these 26 letters. That's why English language is a bit complex in pronunciation, right? So I'm sure all the students will have English classes, right? Whether you study science or arts or commerce or whatever subject, right, you will have an English paper. Take it very seriously because language, okay, is very important. Communication skills is something very important. So the university has designed a new kind of a course, okay, or a curriculum for Part 2 English. So the first year students, you have a communicative English paper, right, where the focus is more on listening, speaking, reading, and writing, the skills which are involved in language learning. So give more importance to those skills when your English teachers handle those sessions for you. Right? So this will help you to master the language. This is another thing I'll quickly rush up because we are nearing the time. So strong forms and weak forms are there. Okay, so we have got a dog, right? Take an apple, right? So what's her name? What's her name, right? John had his haircut. Right? So these are all examples, okay, where the strong forms becomes weakened in sentences, right? When we use the word off, right? When you use it in a sentence, right? We pronounce it as ev, okay, ev. It's not off, but it is ev, right? It's weak. It's a weak form there, right? So like that, bread and butter, okay, and becomes n, right? Bread and butter or bread and butter, right? So it gets weakened in usage, right? When you use sentences, when you make it in sentences, right? So you should be aware of these things. Okay, so I'm going to conclude. Okay, so learning has been extended beyond the classroom to real life situations. Okay, so critical thinking, problem solving, right? So extending the classroom to real life situations. So that is the need of the hour, right? It is not the four walls that we have. Okay, that's not how we define a classroom, right? So classrooms need to be extended to real life situations, right? And transformation in their personality, right? Bringing about a social change. So the way you are transformed, right, will bring definitely a difference in the society, will bring a social change. And social networking, and wider reach. So the digital natives of the present, or Gen Z generation, right? They are involved in social networking, okay, multitasking, doing a lot of things at the same time. They're highly interactive, right? And 21st century skills is something very important, right? Critical thinking, collaboration, creativity, and finally communication, right? So become better communicators and solve real life problems, and we can definitely make this planet a better place to live. So I would like to emphasize here, right? Once again, you are born to be a winner, right? Be positive, be optimistic, right? You are a leader, you are a winner, and if you think you can, definitely you can, right? So this is a glass of soda, okay, where you put something inside, the bubbles come up. That's the way your life should be, right? I wish you all a bright, successful, and happy academic year 2021-22, and also the 3 years that you spent in Sree Ayyappa College. Let it be a treasure in your life, right? So I wish you all success. And I also thank the organizers, the principal, the IQAC coordinator, and Madam Savita for inviting me to this program. So thank you so much. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. It's really a visual and audio feast to us. We are really blessed to have an ever smiling and never tiring personality. Thank you, sir, for your lively talk on this inspiring topic. Now we reach the end of this lively session. I invite Adira CB of 3rd BA English to deliver out of thanks. Adira, please.
Video. Gratitude is a sign of noble souls. In order to show the sign of the noble soul, first of all, I would like to thank the special guest of the event, Professor T.B. Thomas, Sir of Nesamani Memorial Christian College, who have given a speech which is highly beneficial in helping us to understand and observe the technical nuances. And thank you for enlightening us with your cogent words. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to show my sincere thanks to our principal, Dr. K.V. Sree ma'am, for unending support. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I show my gratitude to Assistant Professor Savita ma'am for organizing this program. And finally, I would like to thank the fellow freshers for your presence. Thank you all.
Thank you, Adira. It is not about being the best. It is about being better than you were yesterday. We are ready to open up new vistas of possibilities to you. You should prepare yourself to embrace the new and wonderful experience. I wish all the freshers new and hopeful days ahead. Thank you.
Prasija, please inform them about the attendance form in the chat box.
Okay, we have we have pasted the Google Forms in the chat box. Please fill in and submit it.
Prasija, I forgot to thank you. Thank you so much for the nice words of introduction.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
So, dear friends, student friends, you have the feedback form both in the chat box of Google Meet as well as in the YouTube live streaming. So, please fill the attendance form and submit. We will wait for some more time for you. Thank you. It's working. We have started getting responses. Divya, it is working. Please try again. Or else don't worry, we will help you. Your mentors will help you to fill the feedback form. Tibi sir, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you.
As usual, it was interesting.
ഓൺലൈനിൽ ഓഫ്ലൈൻ ബോത്ത് ഓൺലൈനിലും ഓഫ്ലൈനിലും സാർ ഒരുപോലെ തന്നെയാണ്.
അയ്യോ. Thank you for the compliments.
Virtual mode is really testing our skills, presentation skills.
എന്നെ വിളിച്ചിരുത്തിയിട്ട് നല്ലതല്ലേ പറയാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ.
അയ്യോ അല്ല സർ, അതുകൊണ്ടല്ല. അല്ല, ആതിര ഈസ് നിയർ മീ. വളരെ വളരെ സിൻസിയർ ആയിട്ടിരുന്ന് കേട്ടോണ്ടിരിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു.
ഓക്കെ, ഫൈൻ, താങ്ക് യു. ശരി, അപ്പോ താങ്ക് യു, ഓൾ ദി ബെസ്റ്റ്.
താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച് സർ. Those who have submitted the feedback form can leave the meeting.